Hi everyone, Anthony here again. Now, in all my videos I mentioned that I really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, hit the like button and leave a comment. And I really do read people's messages. Sometimes it can take me a long time to respond to them, but I do enjoy getting messages, even ones that challenge me. And sometimes people challenge me and I see that I'm wrong, and other times I don't necessarily agree with the comments, but it is what it is. Now, I used to do a lot of videos on DB Cooper. I just don't have much to say about him at this point. We'll ignore that one. I mean, it's perfectly fine. But let's look at some of the Scientology ones, because that's where my channel really blew up about a year ago with all this controversy when Aaron Smith-Levin left the Aftermath Foundation. And I made a video fairly recently where Chris Shelton had some negative things to say about me. And here we have a comment. Let's talk about that master's that Chris got. Little birdie told me that he got it online. What do I say? He probably got it online since he's based, I believe, in Colorado. And the university that he got it from was from England. And I looked up the university, and it's a legitimate university. It's not a diploma mill. There's nothing wrong with getting a diploma or getting your degree online. That's very common now. When I started college as an undergrad, we didn't even have telephone registration. It was so long ago that they didn't have that technology. We had to run around with Scantron sheets at the basketball stadium and get departments to stamp once we've been approved to take a class, and then go stand in line and get another stamp. So there's nothing wrong with getting an online one. Obviously there's online diploma mills, but I don't think that that's the case in Chris Shelton's master's degree. And by the way, I have a master's degree in political science. I've talked about that before. Just because someone has a master's degree doesn't mean that you're any smarter than anyone else, quite honestly. From the same commenter, it says, pretty interesting that you say you watch Aaron sometimes, when a prior video that you stated that you watched all his videos. So some people don't like them. So now you're going to backtrack spineless. I guess they're calling me spineless. It's true. Up to last year, I used to watch literally almost every one of Aaron's videos. I found them very interesting and informative. After a while, things kind of changed. I watched less of them. A lot of his were just attacking other people or talking about controversies that don't really add to any extra knowledge. Now I watch very few of his. There's nothing wrong with him. I don't have anything against him. But just because I used to do something and I don't do something now, and I make it clear that I used to and that I don't now, doesn't mean that I'm spineless. It just means that I no longer find as much value in something. I used to attend grade school every day when I was elementary school age. I don't go to grade school anymore because it's not appropriate for my position in life. So just because somebody no longer does something doesn't mean that they're lying or that they're spineless. This one, how freaking sick, sad, and a sorry waste of time. Seriously, I guess they mean this poll. It's just a fun poll. I did it like a year ago, and a lot of people seem to enjoy it. I looked up this site, and they don't seem to have any videos. This person is talking about having some Japanese issued invasion money from the Philippines. Thanks for that comment. We'll skip that one again. I'm just going to talk about Scientology here. Here Lily says, did he really say I was born into a Scientologist family? Who does that sound like? Substitute Scientologist with middle class, and you have a page out of Kamala's script. I understand what you're saying here, but I think that it is relevant if somebody was born into a Scientologist family, as opposed to them making a decision as an adult or a young adult to join Scientology when their parents or other family members weren't. That can, give you some indication on how they perceive the world. And then here's another reason why I've gotten away with a lot of Scientology related videos. They get a lot of views, but there's just so many people bickering back and forth. So this person here, in response to what the person was saying, WTF are you even saying? And then I said what I said. And then you Trump-tard MAGA baby, make America gay again. Now, is that really appropriate? We say that we need to have a conversation about things. We need to have a conversation about trans rights. We need to have a conversation about, historical problems with redlining in the real estate business. But the problem is when we sit down to have those conversations, people start arguing about things and bickering, and nobody listens to the other side. Nobody has an open mind. Now, of course, this type of thing, I hear that even at work today. It's interesting that it's politically correct to make fun of how poor white Southerners speak, but we wouldn't do the same thing with how an immigrant from China speaks English, or an African American from an inner city speaks English. So if it's not appropriate for making fun of those type of people, is it appropriate for making fun of Trump supporters? Just a thought. And then again, back and forth. Did they teach you that in Trump school? No, I learned it in the liberal-based public schools in Kamala State. Again, the needle of human progress, of human debate, trying to reach a better understanding of Scientology or cults or mind control. Have we progressed in this discussion? No. It's interesting. Do any of these people bickering back and forth support Scientology? I don't know. Maybe there's some OSAM members here. Or maybe these are people that are all opposed to Scientology, but they're fighting each other on political topics. Anyway, here's another one. It's pretty telling to see Chris denying TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, and then promptly insisting on revealing himself as one of the unfortunate sufferers from it. Then again, I'm sure he denied the existence of cults too while he was in one. You could take the boy out of the cult, but sometimes you can't get the cult out of the boy. And that's certainly a topic that a lot of people have brought up, not just with TDS or Chris Shelton, but the way that members of the Aftermath Foundation behaved vis-a-vis Aaron Smith-Levin being forced out. And I don't necessarily agree or disagree with those arguments. But just because somebody was in a cult doesn't mean that everything that they do now or believe is indicative of having cult-like behaviors that they still hold. Because many people behave in the exact same way that have never been in a cult. American politics, or the politics of any country, can be very divisive. And we think that it's only now. And obviously there's been, points in history when things seem less divisive than they seem now between the Democrats and the Republicans. But if you really study American history, people have been fighting over things, sometimes silly things that we would never imagine people would be fighting over. Whether we should have a strictly gold-backed currency or a bimetallic currency, or greenbacks that are not technically backed by gold or silver. These were big things in the 1800s, and now nobody worries about that because we have one fiat currency that we all use. So I think I'll stop here. Thank you for spending your time here. I'd love to hear from you, even if you disagree with me, because I know a lot of you do. Leave a comment. I'm not here to try to make you sound stupid, but I really do want to hear from people. Hopefully you've subscribed to my channel, and do hit that like button and check out my other videos. Thank you so much.